My fellow Americans, yes, we can watch the greatest show in the history of our nation, the Dusty Smith Show. It is the duty of every citizen not just to watch the greatest show, but also to talk about chuds and make fun of them. So Marcel and I invite you to all prepare your anuses because it's time to float, motherfuckers.
Time to float. You float down here.
Woo! What's up, everybody? Welcome to the fastest paced lefty podcast on planet Earth. It's the Dusty Smith Show, and I'm excited to be here tonight. Man, I just want to let you guys know it's such a pleasure to be able to perform for you guys, to entertain you. Thank you, all you heroes, for giving me the opportunity to do this. It really means a lot to me. And as always, get your super chats in. Gonna read all the super chats at halftime. It's a great way to support the show. There's a button over here by the chat. You click it, and then you donate whatever you want to. The more you donate, the more serious I take a question. So buy my love in the super chats and immortalize yourself forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, forever, ever. Amen. And tonight we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm going to start off with some chud watch instead of religious bullshit. Flip the script. Prepare your anus. It's chud watch. Talking about chud watch. We talk about chuds and then we make fun of them. Hell yeah. And if you're just viewing the Dusty Smith Show for the first time, we talk about chuds, which is a insult for conservatives. Stands for cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers. It's an old movie from the 80s, but it basically just means conservative zombies. And we have a lot of fun here on the Dusty Smith Show, ridiculing them, mocking them, hopefully, eventually, into extinction. And starting us off on this week's Chud Watch, apparently at Doral Trump, which is one of the Trump properties, they had the Reawaken America tour, which is basically just Christian nationalism, Christian fascism, just a bunch of Trump supporters who want him to be our dictator, our God man, and want Christianity to take over the entire world. It's already taken over the country, but that's not good enough for them. They want to rule everything, and as always, they're creepy, they're weird, they're mysterious and ooky. First off, Liz Crokin, QAnon conspiracy theorist Liz Crokin is back at it. If I even play you this clip, let me play the other clip. So remember back in 2019, Liz was like, hey, any second now, all the lefties are going to be arrested. Donald Trump is the actual president and the military is in charge of everything. And all the Democrats are pedophiles. And also Tom Hanks, for some reason, don't even think about it. So they're going to be arrested and murdered and shit. And hey, if it doesn't happen, I've been claiming it's going to happen over and over and over again, and there's no evidence it's going to happen, or it hasn't happened. But if it doesn't happen this year, I'm going to give up the QAnon conspiracy theories. Here she is, herself.
If you want to know the exact date of when these mass arrests are going to happen, you're not going to know, because no one knows. The only people that know aren't going to tell anyone, because that would be classified information. So what I do know is that they're going to happen. I know that for an absolute fact. I can guarantee you that. I just don't know when. And quite frankly,
Definitely.
If they don't happen this year, then I'm going to have to bow out of this, because exposing this for the past and it's been over 2.5 years, has really taken a toll on my health, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of talking about it. It's so
sick
depressing.
Of it.
And
she's such a hero, y'all. She's such a hero. Has to talk about it, even though it's bad for her health.
I'm just over it. I'm going to have to move on.
Over
because
it.
It's
Gotta move
just
on.
taken such a big toll on me and my health that
Such a big toll.
I don't think I can stay in this fight.
Can't stay in it.
If it continues to drag on for years and years, and if these
Drag
mass
it
arrests
on.
don't happen this year.
You've heard her, folks. If the mass arrests don't happen in 2019, she's going to move on. Hey, and if you can't trust a QAnon conspiracy theorist, who can you trust? Well, spoiler alert, she did not move on. And she was one of the guest speakers at the Trump Durrell Reawaken America rally. Let's see if she learned anything in the last couple years.
As most of you guys know, I've been exposing Pizzagate since 2016. Okay?
Woo! Yay! You've been spreading false information and bullshit. Hooray!
It's been a very long 7 years, let me tell you.
Yes, it's been a long time lying.
Still here.
Yeah, you said you weren't going to be, and somehow you are. Almost like you're full of shit, piece of shit.
But for those that don't know, Pizzagate's very simple. WikiLeaks unleashed the Podesta emails in 2016. And in those emails, we discovered that Podesta and associates were using known pedophile code words in a context that does not apply to food. And one of the main code words they used was pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, words that don't in any way apply to food, like pizza. Shh. Everybody knows that pizza has nothing to do with food, right? And hey, you know, regardless of what I promised, nobody's been arrested, but I'm still here spreading bullshit. But hey, they're putting her on stage in front of lots of people, giving her attention and money. So why wouldn't she continue to grift forever and ever and ever and ever? Because that's what they do. And then Michael Flynn, who apparently Trump has declared he is going to put back in charge, I don't know, of the FBI, something. He's going to have a main job in the new Trump administration. Let's see what type of top-tier talent Trump is planning on bringing in.
The founders of this country created an experiment in democracy with this beautiful document called the U.S. Constitution.
Well, I mean, I at least I'm happy that he's supporting democracy. Generally, these days, conservatives are just outright saying they hate democracy, and we're not a democracy. So, points for that.
And it's people that you're looking at right now that we're probably going to go to the firing squad together at some day.
Definitely.
I say that a bit tongue in cheek, but this is what we're up against.
Yes, this is what you're up against. Definitely. You're such a fucking victim. We're all trying to kill you, aren't we?
I've been on 6 continents. I have fought these bastards around the world.
Who?
Okay?
The left?
The worst battles that I have.
Yay!
But the
Dregs.
The worst, sadly, the worst battles, the worst war that I am involved in is in my own country.
Oh, no, really?
In this beautiful country that we have.
So you hate America? Well, leave it then,
so
motherfucker.
I want people to understand. I want people to understand what we're up against.
Nothing?
Okay, we're up against an ungodly force.
Oh, God.
Okay, we're up against an ungodly force.
That's true. Logic and reason.
And this is
totally ungodly.
Biblical times.
Definitely.
Just because something occurred 2,000 years ago, like prophets, for example, people that don't believe in any of that kind of stuff.
I don't believe
and
in
I
that
say,
kind of
well,
stuff.
if they existed 2,000 years ago, why can't they exist today?
They didn't, and they don't exist now. Fairy tales from your ancient book.
Right? I mean, why?
Because it's bullshit? Never happened?
This child that walked on the earth, right? There are so many people that have given their lives for this country.
True.
Okay? And this child that walked on the earth
What
gave
child?
his life for the world. This country
Jesus?
right now stands at that moment. We stand at that moment. And if we don't understand this moment in time, it will pass us by.
Good. Let it.
It will pass us by, and we'll go into 1,000 years of darkness, folks.
Oh, no, not 1,000 years of darkness. The horror, just fear-mongerings, all they have. So awesome that this is the caliber of person Trump is going to put in high-level positions if he was the presidency again. And crazier and nuttier than a load of squirrel shit. Prophet Julie Green wants you guys to know a new Revolutionary War is coming.
I want want to show you something that the Lord had given me before I go in and give you some encouragement.
Cool. What did the Lord tell you?
The removal of the Biden is coming.
Oh,
That's
really?
what the Lord is saying.
You've been saying that for fucking ever.
And I know we can all get excited about that one.
Yes,
but he said
lying,
the removal
sure.
of the Biden is coming. A removal in a way no one saw coming. A removal that will shock this nation. A removal that will heal a nation.
Definitely.
A removal that will unite a nation.
Yeah, behind Trump,
Now,
totally
why will this
united.
removal unite a nation?
It won't.
Because it's something that God can only do. We have fought a fight. And we're in a great American Revolutionary War.
Definitely.
We're in the greatest battle for the soul of a nation
Heroes
this
you are.
nation has ever been in since the founding of this nation. And I will tell you, one of the things that our enemies are not counting on, each and every one of you
giving you money,
still standing today and still fighting and still not giving up, and you're not quitting on what is rightfully yours.
I'm fully okay with it. I am totally in belief that you guys are going to fight to the bitter end. You're cult members. You're brainwashed worse than anybody's ever been. So why wouldn't you believe it to the end? And then Dr. Peter McCullough was there. And I know you guys won't find this hard to believe at all, but did you know that the vaccines cause trans people? Yeah, it's gotta be true, right? I mean, trans people, the greatest evil on our planet, responsible for everything, pure chaos. So obviously, the COVID vaccine causes you to be trans, y'all. Happened to me. I used to be a woman, used to be a fucking hot as shit, got big boobs and everything. Now look at me. I took 2 vaccines and I got a dick, y'all. Anyway, let's let him explain it to us.
It must be something happening to the children, something in the air, in the water, or the food.
Or you guys are no longer allowed to kill trans people. I mean, you still do it, but you're not supposed to anymore. And it's more socially accepted to be trans, just like it's more socially accepted to be left-handed, like an atheist. Like, I didn't even know being atheist was an option growing up until I was like in my 30s. So like atheism rose very rapidly because you guys lost the ability to murder atheists. It's against the law now. So pretty easy to understand, but go ahead and explain how the vaccines cause trans.
One theory.
One theory.
Is that it's
That's not a theory. That's a hypothesis. A theory is a set of facts and their relation to each other. If you don't have any facts to back this up, this is just a hypothesis. Learn your words, doctor.
Is that it's hyper-vaccination from an accelerating childhood vaccine schedule.
Definitely, that's what it is.
That's a theory.
That's a theory.
But we should have an all-hands-on-deck Manhattan Project to figure out what is causing autism and how can we stop it, because once it's present, I can tell you as a doctor, it's very difficult to treat.
Okay, I don't want to stop it. Like, I'm sort of on the spectrum. I'm okay with it. It's sort of like a superpower, to be honest with you. And most of the autistic people I know are pretty cool. I don't really think it needs to be fixed, but go ahead.
And as a parent, any of you with autistic children know, as a parent, it can take everything you have as a person, sometimes for the rest of your life as a couple, to deal with a severely autistic affected child. All of you know that.
I think it's fine. Just relax.
Autism now is critically linked, as these children are coming forward in large numbers, to transgenderism.
Oh, no!
Yes.
Yes!
The two are
definitely
linked.
They're linked, y'all. 100%.
So do an inventory of what you have. Do an inventory of your
Brush your hair.
family and of your friends. Gather together and understand this mental contagion is infectious and it's spreading. And we've seen the chapters now. COVID, the illness. COVID vaccination. A wave of autism that's just burning us. And now transgenderism.
Oh, no,
These
not transgenderism.
are absolutely on the move.
On the move, y'all.
In front of us, and it's distorting us. It's tearing us apart.
Tearing us apart? Why are you trans people tearing us apart? What's wrong with you autistic motherfuckers? God damn it, trans people. I mean, technically, you're not actually doing anything. You're fine. We wouldn't even hear about you pretty much ever if it wasn't for right-wing douchebags fear-mongering, using you to scapegoat all the goddamn time. But hey, tearing us apart, according to this genius. And then, folks, holy God, they're so weird. So this is a Jimmy Levy, not looking good. Gained like 400 pounds since he was on American Idol. Not that I watched that show. I just heard that he was on it. And dude, I don't know why conservatives are so weird. Dude dyes his beard solid black and he trims it really strangely. Anyway, of course, they invited this winter to speak at the Reawakening Tour. And want you guys to know that people like me, drinking the blood of children. It's true. We scared the shit out of them. Then we drink their blood. It's how I look so good. You was wondering, Dusty, how do you look better now than you did 15 years ago? Baby's blood. Let's let this genius explain it to you.
I got on American Idol, and I went far, went to the end of Hollywood Week. And, you know, I started hanging out more and getting more experiences with how sick these people were in Hollywood.
Name names.
These
Who?
people are drinking the blood of children.
Who?
These people.
Oh, wait, you saw somebody drink the blood of children? Why didn't you fucking call the cops? Doesn't that make you an accessory? Aren't you a criminal? Lock this motherfucker up, please.
People are injecting a chemical called adrenochrome that they extract from children that are scared.
Definitely.
This is really happening, and this is the most popular chemical used in Hollywood.
It's the most
for
popular
youth. It's
chemical.
a fountain of youth, they say.
Definitely, the most popular chemical. Not Molly, not cocaine, not weed, not even caffeine or alcohol, folks. Adrenochrome. It's really happening.
Disgusting, and it needs to be exposed.
Definitely.
Jim Caviezel tried to
Can't even say his
expose
name.
it and was called crazy, but
He was
it's the
crazy.
truth.
You're all crazy,
This
yes.
is what is being used.
It's not.
These
Yay.
people worship the devil.
Yeah, we don't believe in the
I
devil.
got-
You guys are the ones that believe in the devil, not us. But yep. This is MAGA for you folks. These are the crazies. And yes, we have a system that allows them to become president if they get less votes than the person that gets the most votes. Depressing. And one more from Trump Durrell. And holy God, they are so nuts. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but apparently there is a race of technologically advanced mermaids. Yeah, okay, cool. And water people. I don't know if you guys have seen the new Wakanda Forever movie, but basically those people in that movie are real. And anyway, I can't explain it as good as a genius speaker. Whatever the fuck her name is. Anyway, let's watch.
There's wickedness attempting to completely cover this nation in perversion and seductive, seducing spirits.
Trump?
I have never seen more images of more mermaids and water people in my life. That's a division in the kingdom of darkness, and they're highly technologically advanced. And we have to understand what we're dealing with. And we have to understand the rules of engagement in spiritual warfare. And we are meant for hand-to-hand combat.
With the water people?
And we are meant to bring our cries before the throne of God to bring judgment on the rulers of darkness of this world and of this nation.
Bring it, bitch.
Because the rulers have set up a throne in this nation. They've set it up.
Where's it at?
Darkness has completely covered and eclipsed the White House of this nation.
Is it a water throne? Because that's just a toilet. Anyway, just a hair dryer. We'll just dry them motherfuckers out. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Man, it's just so wild that this is one of our political parties in this country. I don't know if there's any conservatives watching me, but God, you're dumb. Holy shit. And then a new Trump rally this week. Oh, this is still Dorrell. Yeah, somehow this is the new Republican Party. Donald Trump rap. Can't get any cooler than Donald Trump rap. And look at all the old folks. You know, if there's one people who appreciate rap, it would be old white conservatives. Let's have a look. What? What? Who? What? Yep. Ass. Holla, holla. listened to the Beastie Boys one time and now we think we're cool. You're not. That was bad and you should feel bad about it. But anyway, I don't expect anything better. From the Trump crew. Yeah, lame as fuck. I know it's not as fuck. That's why I showed it. Cringe alert. Don't hurt yourself cringing. And then showed you the last program at the recent party they had at Mar-a-Lago. They had a impersonation band of village people out there in full garb, Indian, biker, you know, the incredibly gay band who wrote songs about being gay. How amazing it is to be gay. In the Navy, we're fucking each other raw, and at the YMCA, we're sucking dick at the YMCA. Gay as shit. Well, Trump been using the music to spread his hatred, and apparently the village people slapped Trump with a cease and desist order. They're like, quit it, Trump! Do not use our music anymore to spread your hatred. He'll do it anyway. Trump don't give a shit. He's not going to even show up for your court cases. What are you going to do? He's above the law, right? And then they're so stupid. Reason, facts have no bearing on them whatsoever. They live in an alternative reality, and there's no way you can talk to these people because they're not even on the same planet the rest of us are on. So there was another Trump rally yesterday, I guess, and they went out and talked to the giant stupids, and here's what one of the giant stupids had to say about why he loves Trump so much.
Things to say. Promises made, promises kept, and Trump is the only president ever that has traded his wealth for his country and not his country for his wealth.
That's true. He traded his wealth for his country. Isn't Donald Trump broke now? Isn't he just a pauper living in a shack? He's not. Oh, he got $1.6 billion in outside revenue and income during his 4 years as president. Yeah, curious how that happened. A lot of it from like foreign nationals, his hotels where he made them stay and then gave them sweetheart deals because they were paying him large sums of money, were a huge part of the revenue stream he received. But $1.6 billion, gave it all up, folks. Gave it all up for us. This guy, the man, Trump, just can't even have a conversation with these people. And another example, this woman at the rally asked about, hey, did you hear that Trump was found liable for sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll? What you think about that? I'm sure she was outraged and took Carroll's side in this matter. Let's have a listen.
Women for Trump. Are you deterred at all by any of the recent allegations against him, or are you just supporting Trump through and through because you know that he's an honest man?
We think that it's a lie, and and he's a good guy. They just don't like it because he's standing up for America.
They have demonized him because he's the one standing up for we the people. He's the only president, the only person who has ever stood up for we the people. He's on our side, and that's why he's been demonized, because all the systems that have been in control are rigged.
I mean, he admitted to doing it. Grab right by the pussy. You don't have to ask them. They just let you do it. But yeah, folks, he's the only person in the history of mankind who has ever stepped up for us, the little guy. Just like, how do you even talk to these people? I don't even understand. Like, I assume they're not trolling. I assume they actually believe this, but I can't understand why they believe this because it's so far from reality. It's amazing. And then this gentleman, like I said, I guess this guy believes it. I have no idea. This guy is convinced that Trump is secretly paying his father's medical bills, y'all. Not kidding.
But my dad hasn't received a cancer bill in over 5 years, and it's been paid 100% by a guy in New York, and that can only be President Donald J. Trump, and my dad's cancer-free. What a true...
Yeah, that can only be Donald J. Trump. He's the only person that lives in New York. I mean, if we know one thing about Donald J. Trump, it's how he just likes to go around and pay money for people out of his own pocket. No, dude. Trump has a history of not even paying the people to do the work for him. Been sued 1,000 times for stiffing people on the bill. Trump is literally the last human on earth that would be paying your dad's cancer bill. And if he was, he'd be bragging about it nonstop. 100% would be doing it anonymously. So I guess they believe it, folks. But it's, you know, these people are from a different planet. Like space aliens. It's just wild. And this guy was asked why he supports Trump over DeSantis. Let's have a listen.
Things to say. Promises made, promises
Oh, I already
kept.
prepped that.
And Trump is the only president ever that has traded his wealth
I
for his
already read
country.
that. I already said that. Lies, and then this guy. Oh, it was this guy. It's so hard to keep these fucking idiots apart. This guy asked why he decided to come to the Trump rally in Ohio instead of the DeSantis event.
Iowa's an important state. We've got DeSantis in the same state today, but you guys chose to be here for President Trump. What was the decision-making process there?
You want to go first?
I think all of the attacks against President Trump that are just totally unprecedented, you know, the legal allegations against him, I just feel obligated knowing how much President Trump has stood up for me and has stood up for all of these Americans. I feel obligated to come out here and show my support for him.
Definitely showing all his support for Americans. Somehow, I mean, don't ask how. They can't give you any examples, but just believe it. They've convinced each other of it. It's a giant cult. They like to hang out with each other. They have nothing else going on. They have no personality, so they made Trump their entire personality. Just the most pathetic human beings on the planet who are able to rule us by minority because of a slave-era system called the Electoral College. Garbage country. And that... I hate to see it, but at the same time, I don't actually hate to see it. I remember when the Truth Social went public and people were buying up the stock, and I was like, yeah, this stock is going to be worthless. It's going to crash to nothing. And little Trump supporters were like, it's already gone up like 500%. We're making so much money. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Trump is going to be incredibly successful. Yeah, well, the stock is now worth nothing. And according to this article, this Trump supporter lost their entire life savings investing in Truth Social. That's a shame. Tom Sass, the 40-year-old founder of a cloud computing startup in Chicago who says he twice voted for Trump for president, counts himself among the injured. In October 2021, when Digital World's merger announced sparked a stock market frenzy, Sass bought nearly 1,200 shares at $70. Then, while listening to investing YouTubers predict that the stock would go to 300, he said he felt a deep fear of missing out, saying, FOMO hit me hard. He entered a market order to buy thousands more shares, expecting he would get them at $90. But the stock's volatility led to a halt in trading. When the stock came back online, he said his order was unexpectedly filled at the stock's all-time high, $175 a share, draining his entire account. All in all, he spent more than $516,000 in cash on Digital World shares, according to investment account documentation he provided. This is basically my life savings, he said, adding that he doesn't own any property and drives a 2011 Ford Fiesta. So, a fool of their money is soon parted. You're dumb. And that's what happens to fucking morons. But don't worry, Trump cashed out all your money and he's using it to buy some orange makeup. So, hey, I guess that's good. And this idiot will probably vote for him again. So I don't feel too sorry for him. And then, folks, so weird. This is the guy. This is the guy that loves everybody, that's standing up for America, who's the best of us. Here's his Mother's Day message, folks. Petty every day of the week, even Mother's Day. He can't find any decency inside of him. Trump posts on Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day to all, in particular the mothers, wives, and lovers of the radical left, fascist, Marxist, and communists who are doing everything within their power to destroy and obliterate our once great country. Please make these complete lunatics and maniacs kinder, gentler, and softer. Yeah, like you're being right now, right, Trump? So kind, so gentle, so soft. They are the ones who are mean and rude. And most importantly, smarter, so that we can quickly make America great again. So yeah, just trash. Just proves that money cannot buy class. Just gaudy as fuck. But of course, the right-wing websites, the right-wing rags get out there. The Gateway Pundit. President Trump triggers radical leftists with epic Mother's Day greeting. Yeah, wasn't that so epic? That was amazing, wasn't it? Holy shit. We're so triggered. It's just all they have, folks. Look how much we're upsetting everybody about how awful we are, about how unpresidential we are, about how classless we are, about how low we are. Look at everybody that's mad about it. Oh my God, it's so awesome. That's literally all they have. Just children. Not even nice, decent children. the worst children you can possibly imagine. That is who support Donald Trump. And of course, lies, damnable lies. That's all they have. Dom Lucre. Why is Obama never in the hood? Yeah, like Trump. Look at Trump in the hood. Trump always going to black neighborhoods and hanging out with the brothers and drinking him a 40. I know that's not a 40, but it's supposed to be. It's AI, folks. I can recognize AI when I see it. It's not a real picture. Of course it's not, you lying fucks. But I know the truth doesn't matter to you people. It's all you got. Lying. And then Trump in public said that he was asked specifically, do you want the Ukrainians to win against Russia, who attacked them, murdering them, killing them all? Don't you want Ukraine to win? And wouldn't answer the question. So, of course, the conservatives who actually support Ukraine have to twist themselves in pretzels, have to do mental gymnastics, gold medal winning mental gymnastics, to lie and explain away what he said. It's just so insulting to the intelligence. Let's have a listen. This is Michael McCall.
Situation. Okay, you've been a staunch ally of Ukraine in fending off the Russian aggression. I want to play something that Donald Trump had to say at his town hall meeting this morning about it. I mean, this week.
Do you want Ukraine to win this war?
I don't think in terms of winning and losing. I think in terms of getting it settled so we stop killing all these people.
Can you say if you want Ukraine or Russia to win this war?
I want everybody to stop dying.
I mean, what do you say to that? Yeah, he's your Republican frontrunner right now.
Well, and I think Donald Trump...
And he can't say whether or not he wants Ukraine to win against Russian aggression.
I think he always thinks in terms of winning.
He literally just said he doesn't think of things in terms of winning and losing. So just don't listen to what he said. I'm just going to make up words and put them in his mouth in order to explain it away.
Losing. I will say this. I think what he is thinking is that this counteroffensive, which is happening soon, will be so successful that we can have a ceasefire and maybe get to a negotiating phase. Literally
not what he's thinking at all. What he's thinking is, hey, I'm going to pull all support from Ukraine. I'm going to pull all money, all weapons. I'm actually going to probably support and send weapons to Russia. And then without our help, Russia will just fucking crush Ukraine instantly. And then it'll be over and Russia wins. That's 100% what he's thinking. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows MAGA is on Russia's side now. And this guy is just fucking pathetic. They'll piss in your mouth and tell you it's raining. No shame. Shamelessness is their superpower. And speaking of shamelessness being your superpower, Tim Pool just out there doing Trump fan fiction now. Here he is explaining the real life story about how Trump would instantly, in the blink of an eye, end the war in the Ukraine. I guess with magical powers. Let's listen to Beanie Baby explain it to us.
Was wrong when he said he could end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours. He's completely wrong. He'd end it in 10 minutes.
10 minutes, how would that be?
So awesome, Trump! So dominant, so smart. He would just end this whole war in 10 minutes. It's so simple, y'all. It's so simple to make Putin do whatever you want him to do, especially if you're an alpha manly man like Trump is.
He'd get on the phone. As the moment Trump becomes president, he's on the phone with Putin. He's on the phone with Zelensky, and he says, "Stop fighting. We're going to talk."
That'll do it. That's all he has to say. Stop fighting, you guys. Why are you fighting? And they're like, oh my God, Mr. Trump. They've been crying too, of course, because everybody cries about Trump. They'd be like, sir, we're going to stop fighting immediately, sir. God bless you, Donald Trump, for bringing peace to our lands. 100% real life from the #1 most popular lefty influencer in the world. This is the high quality content, not lefty, right-wing influencer in the world. I'm thinking about myself. The #1 right-wing influencer in the world, Tim Pool.
The fighting stops. The war's over. Now, of course, in a literal sense of conflict, the moment Trump's elected, the fighting stops.
Definitely.
And from that point forward, the fighting will never resume. That is the war being over.
Definitely.
Formally declaring an end to hostilities will take 24 hours. Okay, fair point.
Definitely.
But I think the issue here is, do you want Ukraine to win the war? What does that mean, winning the war? How do you ever really win a war?
Russia pulls out of Ukraine, stops attacking it, bombing it, killing innocent civilians, and ends all their hostilities. The fuck you talking about? Holy God, conservatives. Fuck, you will support the dumbest people.
Or everybody dies and then the fighting stops?
No. Russia pulls the fuck out and ceases their aggression. Of course he knows this. Tim Pool doesn't believe a word he says. He's making $50 million a year or whatever. And he's like, what do I have to say today to make $1 million?
Makes you wonder if there's, well, you know, there's this globalist push, and this war really, really would accelerate that push, unfortunately.
It's the globalists, y'all. It's not Vladimir Putin. He's not responsible for what he did. It's the globalists who are really to blame.
And so if we get Trump in charge and we stop that that march toward a globalist kind of future, what do they call it? They're trying to change the word. Globalism is really communism, in my opinion.
They say that's anti-Semitic to call it globalism now. And it's like, what? It just means people who are in favor of a one world system of governance.
Yeah.
I am in favor of a one world system of government. Just saying. The fact that we are separated by invisible lines on a piece of paper written by mostly old, shitty, white, rich men from hundreds of years ago and thousands of years ago is pretty fucking stupid. There's only one race, the human race, and we should all be united. Imagine if aliens landed on this planet and discovered we were still divided into countries and we have not united as one people yet. That's probably why they're not visiting.
Nothing to do with your race.
I think he ends it in 24 hours as well. And I think you're probably right before he even takes the oath of office.
Definitely. Hostilities
He's magical.
Cease. I bet the moment he gets, as soon as the results come in on TV. So in fact, Trump was wrong. It's going to be negative 2 months.
Definitely.
The results come in saying Trump is president. Putin immediately says, get me in touch with Trump's people. I bet Putin says it because
I'm sure he will. Get me in touch with Trump's people. Hey, stop sending money to the Ukraine. Stop sending weapons to Ukraine. Send it to us instead. Allow us to crush them. And that's what'll happen.
Knows that he's going to get a little bit. Ukraine knows the fighting stops.
Yeah, Ukraine knows that they're going to get wiped out of existence. They're going to get genocided. They're going to all get murdered. And so, yeah, I mean, they're not going to stop fighting probably. But they are going to all die brutally. You're right about that, Tim Pool.
And they're going to say, okay.
Just good God. So depressing to know that this untalented, insecure, bald motherfucker is so successful. I'm not going to complain and whine this week. Not going to complain this week. And then, just doing what the MAGAs do, Rudy Giuliani, par for the course, is being sued by his employee for $10 million for sex assault. Apparently he hired this young lady just to blow him or something. Let's read the article about it. A former associate is suing Rudy Giuliani for alleged sexual assault and harassment, wage theft, and other misconduct, accusing the former mayor and Trump lawyer of making sexual demands and going on alcohol-drenched rants that include sexist, racist, and anti-Semitic remarks, many of which were allegedly recorded. Oh, goody. I can't wait to hear the recordings. Noelle Dunphy said she began working for Giuliani in 2019 as his director of business development. Giuliani began abusing Ms. Dunphy almost immediately after she started working for him, according to her lawsuit. He made clear that satisfying his sexual demands, which came virtually anytime, anywhere, was an absolute requirement of her employment and of his legal representation, the lawsuit said. According to Dunphy, Giuliani promised her $1 million annual salary. Well, there's your first mistake, thinking that Rudy Giuliani has $1 million to give you. Well, what's wrong with you, lady? But the offer came with a catch. Yeah, you got to blow him. Giuliani was in the midst of an acrimonious divorce, and he told Dunphy that her pay would have to be deferred and her employment kept secret. She's sort of fucking stupid, to be honest with you. Until the divorce proceedings finished, he claimed that his crazy ex-wife and her lawyers were watching his cash flow and that his ex-wife would attack and retaliate against any female employee that Giuliani hired, the lawsuit said. Part of the job required Dunphy to record her interaction with Giuliani anytime, anywhere, as well as Giuliani's interaction with others, the lawsuit said. But unbeknownst to Miss Dunphy, Giuliani apparently decided during the interview that he would use the job offer and his representation as a pretext to develop a quid pro quo sexual relationship with Miss Dunphy. He was later recorded telling Miss Dunphy, "I've wanted you from the day I interviewed you," the lawsuit said. Ted Goodman, Giuliani's political and communications advisor to ABC News, in a statement, the former mayor unequivocally denies the allegation. Of course, he does. Anyway, she talks about how he grabbed her and put her head on his dick, and she had no choice but to blow him and all of that. But like I said, cannot wait for the tapes to be released. Gonna be amazing. And then, and just getting even more fascist by the day over in Florida. Imagine that you're a college student in Florida, and this man, this one dude decides what you can learn, decides what books can be taught in your school, decides everything. So much for free speech, folks.
If you want to do things like gender ideology, go to Berkeley, go to some of these other places. That's fine.
How about they just go to whatever school they want to go to and they're able to learn whatever they want to learn, you know, because of freedom of speech and all of that? No?
It's fine. And there's nothing, if that's what you want to do, there's nothing wrong with that. Per se,
but he definitely believes there's absolutely something wrong with it. Otherwise, he wouldn't be banning it by fiat like a dictator in his state. The fuck you talking about?
But for us, with our tax dollars, we want to focus on the classical mission of what a university is supposed to be.
Missionary position?
We don't want to be diverted into a lot of these niche subjects that are heavily politicized.
You're the one heavily politicizing them.
Focus on the basics. And I think what you've seen as these types of majors, and course, first of all, how employable are you with some of these majors? I mean, really, it's,
is that your problem?
It's not a good academic choice in terms of being able to be employable. That's one of the reasons I think this whole student loan thing, universities should be on the hook for the student loans. If that were the case, they would make sure that their curriculum was really fit to be productive for the students when they graduate.
All right, we'll pass a law to make that happen, but yep, you will only learn what he tells you you can. And no niche categories from the small government people. And then the small government people signed the Let Them Die bill, which allows medical professionals to refuse to treat patients even if it puts their lives at risk. So if you're gay, if you're trans, if you're an atheist, whatever you are, and a doctor or nurse doesn't want to treat you, they don't have to. They can just let you fucking die. Super cool. So much for the Hippocratic Oath and all that. Think I'd be moving out of Florida if I were you guys. And so, of course, they just do everything they can to make the problems worse. Now he's signed a bill to make getting guns even easier. Like it wasn't already easy before. But he doesn't like the fact that maybe people will be allowed to track and trace these criminals who buy all these guns. He's got to protect them at all cost. Major credit card companies have attempted to monitor the transactions and firearms of retailers and consumers through unique merchant codes, which could then be used to flag law-abiding citizens. The legislation on Saturday will end this practice and will protect Floridans. You know it won't. It'll do the opposite. It'll make it a lot easier for crazy people to get guns and murder Floridians. And yet the Pulse shooter used credit cards to buy $26,000 worth of guns and ammunition just days before he slaughtered nearly 50 people. But it's a religion, and guns we trust. They don't care about you. They love the guns more than they love your children. And keep voting for them, you fucking morons. You get what you deserve. And apparently his campaign staff told him to try to be more likable. And this is not an AI drawing, folks. This is a real picture of Ron DeSantis. Here's his attempt to be more likable. The dude is a pod person, a lizard man, trying so hard to pretend to be normal. This isn't normal, Ron. Fucking weirdo. And, yeah. Now, I don't know how much of what I'm about to tell you is true. There are competing stories about this. One thing we do know is true is Ron DeSantis is pushing the toughest immigration crackdown in the nation. Supposedly going to hold people accountable for hiring undocumented workers. They're not illegal. Human beings can't be illegal. Expected to pass within weeks because Republicans have supermajorities in both chambers. The bills are part of what Mr. DeSantis describes as a response to President Biden's open borders agenda. The bills would expose people to felony charges for sheltering, hiring, and transporting undocumented immigrants, require hospitals to ask patients their immigration status, and report to the state and validate out-of-state driver's licenses issued to undocumented immigrants, prevent undocumented immigrants from being admitted to the bar in Florida, and direct the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to provide assistance to federal authorities in enforcing the nation's immigration laws. So, trying to make Florida very uncomfortable uncomfortable, very dangerous for any undocumented worker. But not even that, just anybody of Latin descent, anybody of Mexican descent who doesn't want to be bothered by the police, anybody that might know an undocumented worker who thinks they're going to be harassed, all of them. He's just trying to make your life unpleasant because of, racism and all of that. And it's targeting a lot of truckers, a lot of Mexican truckers and Latinx truckers and whatnot. So, once again, I don't know how much of this is true, but I'm guessing some of it must be true. According to multiple reports, including Joey Miller, went to Winn-Dixie, empty shelves, including signs saying to expect produce shortages. Went to Publix, manager said expect significant produce price increases. Florida attacking Hispanic truckers and migrant farm workers. The produce wouldn't rot in the fields. The same thing that happened in Alabama. They did something similar, and they just had vegetables and fruits rotting in the fields. Want to know why we're so fucking fat? Can't even buy vegetables. Store shelves are empty. Killing produce to own the libs. Yep. And then a bunch of Hispanic TikTokers took to the interwebs to post videos of fields without workers in Florida.
Y andamos todos agüitados porque no llegó ni una persona a trabajar.
Empty fields.
Ni alma se mira.
Food's going to rot. And then here they are, the construction sites, which are very much dependent on Latino workers.
No hay trabajadores. Venimos a checar a Miami, a ver si es cierto y es verdad, mira.
Yep.
No hay trabajadores.
Gonna be bad for the Home Depot, the housing market, construction, all of it.
Ahora cuénteme, miren, los que quedan están sentados. Porque mira cómo está el trabajo.
Usually, apparently, there's like 100 workers out there. Now there's like 10.
Están sentados. Esos son los que tienen
Project's not going to get done.
Nunca había visto
no houses for you, Florida.
En Del Rey, Florida. Miren, no están los estoqueros, los que conducen las máquinas.
Yep, showing job site after job sites that are ghost towns now. Mexicans and Latinos, undocumented workers do so much of our workforce.
There's like less than 20 people working today. Usually there's about 100. And it's really interesting. I'm wondering how they're going to get this project done without undocumented.
I guess they're not. They're got to start paying people a lot more money. But even if they do that, I don't think a lot of Americans, documented Americans, want these jobs. We have our own jobs to do. Seems bad.
Workers.
El trabajo hay.
May 8th, Florida, another job site, nobody on it. So video after video after video. And then people are going to the local grocery stores. And once again, I don't know if this is caused by the upcoming laws going to be passed, these draconian laws that DeSantis are going to pass or not. Some people say that maybe they're just having problems with their refrigerator systems, but there seems to be a lot of videos like this where all the produce is gone.
Supermarkets are empty in Florida. There's nothing. Nothing. Look. Nothing.
Regardless of what the situation is, you know that if this were happening under like a left-wing governor, they will be taking these videos and they're like, look what socialism causes. This is socialism. Even though this is happening in a capitalistic society because of capitalism, they'd be blaming socialism for this type of stuff, as they always do. Nothing. There's that one and more of these. This one says truckers canceled in Florida. No groceries. Shaking my head. Sad these truckers weren't paying when they said, or weren't playing when they said they weren't delivering anything to Florida. Don't know, like I said, if that's the cause, but I mean, I'm surprised that conservatives are not posting these videos blaming socialism for it. Idiots. And then in Florida, once again, we've reached the point where you're not even allowed to show Disney movies in class anymore. Apparently, this lady had a bunch of extra students in her class, and so she just had to warehouse them for a little bit. So she put a Disney movie in, Strange World, which is the new Disney movie that bombed at the box office recently. And can you imagine a world where Disney now is too left-wing for conservatives? The moral panic is at a level I've never seen before. Even when I was a kid, they were shitting on Disney. But you were still allowed to show Disney movies in schools without getting fired. Here she is. I'm going to play just a little bit of this video. Her talking about getting in trouble for playing a Disney movie.
Hi, my name is Jenna Barbie. I'm the teacher that is under investigation with the Florida Department of Education for indoctrination for showing a Disney movie. I just wanted to come here and tell you my truth, my story about what actually happened. So I'm a first-year teacher and a first-time mom, so needless to say, I've had a lot of learning to do this year. So how the situation came to be, our students had standardized testing all morning. So some students didn't finish. So in the afternoon, part of my students who didn't finish went to a different teacher's classroom, and she split her kids amongst the other 5th grade teachers. So due to the fact that they spent their morning state standardized testing, I had a lot of students not in my room who typically are, and I had another teacher students in my room.
So long story short, she played a Disney movie to pass the time, and now she's in trouble, and they're threatening to fire her over it because of this woman. Why do they always look like this? This is the woman who reported the teacher to the Florida State Department of Education, by the way. Hello, Karen. Yep. Good God, you fucking bitch. Have nothing better to do with your life than report teachers over Disney movies. This is the level conservatives are at now. Gonna call us snowflakes. All the left, they're all fucking upset over cartoon. No, we're not. It's you guys. Everything you guys say about us applies to you. All the time, forever, always. And need to vote these motherfuckers out. I told you guys this 1,000 times. Conservatives hate democracy because the more people that vote, the worse they do. Like their ideas, they don't have any ideas, but except for tax cuts for the rich and trans hatred, making 13-year-olds carry their rapist babies, stuff like that. So they can't win. The only way they can win is to disenfranchise the vote, make it to where less people can vote, to where it's just like old folks, their demographic. And so they do everything they can to disenfranchise people, but like they used to at least pretend a little bit like they cared about democracy. Now they don't even like try to pretend anymore. Case in point, actually, I'm on the wrong thing now, but let's go ahead and play it. This guy, completely uneducated about how American democracy works, gonna claim, hey, we're not even a democracy. Democracy's bad. We're a constitutional republic. Spoiler alert, a constitutional republic is a form of democracy, but don't let the facts get in the way of your rhetoric because you clearly hate people voting.
To support the democracy. We're not a democracy or a constitutional republic. We're a set of 50 independent states that have our own laws that follow the Constitution and part of a federal government. The national popular vote, I know some people say it strengthens each individual vote, but this brings us closer.
It doesn't even do that. Because of the Electoral College system, the slave-era system that gives slave states more power, the person that gets less votes can and often does get elected president. The Republicans have not won a popular vote in over 20 years and have had multiple presidencies. So even what you're saying now is not true.
To a democracy, which, you know, that's not a good thing.
That's not a good thing. Democracy, not a good thing. Saying the quiet part out loud, as they often do. And yeah, these people are fucking scum. House Republicans have introduced legislation to repeal the $35 a month cap on insulin that Democrats passed for seniors on Medicare. They hate us. The only thing they care about is rich people making more money. They don't care who has to die. They don't care who has to suffer. All they care about is the rich. The entire party was created for the rich. And the rich are very good at using their money to brainwash poor fucking idiots into voting against their own best interest. But garbage humans, evil, that's what they all fucking are. And then lies, damnable lies once again. So for weeks, the oversight committee from the Republicans have been going public and saying, hey, we have the goods. We have proof that Joe Biden leads this criminal ring of prostitution. And he's taken all these bribes from foreign governments. And we have all the evidence. We have whistleblowers. We have inside informants. And on this special day, I think it was yesterday, the day before, we're going to have a press conference. And we're going to bring all these people forward. And we're going to prove exactly what we're talking about. We got this guy. We got him. Here they are, making the promises.
Committee Chair James Comer. Congressman Comer, great to have you as always. Look, your big day is tomorrow. All eyes on that press conference. Can you give us a little hint as to what you're going to tell us?
Yeah, we're going to present the American people with the facts about what the Biden family has been doing. So tomorrow is going to be Judgment Day, and it'll be very interesting to see what Jean-Pierre and the little Ian Sams has to say when they're presented with evidence.
Where is that informant?
And yeah, there you have it, folks. They got him. They got him. And then the next day, when they're supposed to have the press conference, guess what happens, y'all? Guess what happens?
Today, where are these whistleblowers?
Well, unfortunately, we can't track down the informant. We're hopeful that the informant is still there. The whistleblower knows the informant. The whistleblower is very credible.
Hold on a second, Congressman. Did you just say that the whistleblower or the informant is now missing?
Well, we're hopeful that we can find the informant. Now, remember, these informants are kind of in the
The informant lives in Canada. She goes to a different school. You don't know her.
Spy business. So they don't make a habit of being seen a lot or being high profile or anything like that. 9 of the 10 people that we've identified that have very good knowledge with respect to the Bidens, they're one of 3 things, Maria. They're either currently in court, they're currently in jail, or they're currently missing.
Amazing how that happened. Just believe us, folks. He's been going public for weeks promising this, but the way this works is, folks, he's just been lying. Obviously, they're lying. Obviously, they have nothing. He's lying, but it doesn't matter. All the conservatives that watch Fox News, my grandma, my uncle, have heard them repeat these lies over and over and over again. And they might have missed this part where he's saying that now they can't be found. So they just believe all this stuff exists. They believe it's real. They don't actually require any evidence. The lies work. The damage is done. This is how the whole game is played. Just crazy how goddamn crooked these people are. Biden should sue them, but he won't. And that, as I pointed out to you guys on previous show, Marjorie Trader Queen has been going to bat for the leaker from the Pentagon. This young man, this 21-year-old who leaked classified documents about the Ukrainian war. When it was revealed who it was, immediately she went public and she said, Jack Teixeira is white, male, Christian, and anti-war. That's right. It's more anti-white racism. He's a Christian. He's a male. It's anti-white, straight male bias. That's the only reason they're going after him. I mean, yeah, maybe he leaked a few classified documents that put our allies and put our spies at risk and could have led to mass death. Yeah, he did that, but the government doesn't even really care about that part. What they really care about is that he's a white and he's a male and he's Christian and he's anti-war, which he's not. So really, it's just evil from the part of our government. This guy's basically innocent. She goes on to say, that makes him an enemy to the Biden regime. And he told the truth about troops being on the ground in Ukraine and a lot more. That wasn't the truth. I mean, there were troops at the embassy, but there are not troops on the ground otherwise. Ask yourself, who is the real enemy I have? And the answer is you. A young, low-level National Guardman, ? Or ... The administration that is waging war in Ukraine. They are not waging war in Ukraine. That would be Putin? A non-NATO nation against nuclear Russia without war power. So that's right, folks. This young man is completely fucking innocent. He is the cream of the crop. He is the best of us, say the most popular Republican congressperson, Marjorie Trader Queen, who is now worth $40 million, has gained 40 times the wealth in 2.5 years since she's been a congressperson. That's how lucrative being a lying, hate-spewing sack of shit is. So I know that this is going to shock you all, but apparently this kid she was just simping for is racist. Incredibly racist, homophobic, transphobic. Also, he was spending a lot of time with underage kids. He was like their mentor, almost exclusively hanging out with underage kids, teaching them racism and whatnot. Anyway, here he is saying the N-word. Yes, I know it contains offensive language. That's why I'm playing it.
Jews, scam, rape, and I mag dump.
Yeah, Jews, scam, N-words, rape. Ha 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 ha. And he mag dumps. He kills them all. He's so tough. Now, one thing I've noticed is that a lot of really feminine, weak guys like to be racist. And I think the reason that they like to be racist is because it makes them feel like they're more manly. They're like, see, I'm hateful. I'm not afraid to stand up to black people. And even though like this guy is pathetic, he looks like he's 12 years old, looks like a stiff breeze would blow him over. He wants to feel powerful and badass. So it takes the form of racism, sexism, all that stuff. So, shocker, accused document leaker fixated on guns and envisioned a race war. Yeah, shocker that Marjorie Trader Queen, who has been hanging out with Nick Fuentes and other white supremacists, is backing this white supremacist. Jack Teixeira, dressed in camouflage fatigues, his fingers wrapped around the trigger of a semi-automatic rifle, faced the camera and spoke as though reciting an oath. Jew scam, N-words, rape, and I mag dump. The 6-second video, blah, blah, blah. Previous unpublished videos and chat logs reviewed by the Washington Post, as well as interviews with several of Teixeira's closest friends, suggest that he was readying for what he imagined would be a violent struggle against a legion of perceived adversaries, including blacks, political liberals, Jews, gays, and transgender people, who would make life intolerable for the kind of person Teixeira professed to be, an Orthodox Christian, politically conservative, and ready to defend, if not the government of the United States, a set of ideals on which he imagined it was founded. Teixeira's love of guns, which first drew him to an online community of friends, was intertwined with a deep suspicion of the government that he served as an enlisted member of the Air National Guard. But Teixeira did not consider himself a whistleblower, according to friends. By the time of his arrest, filings by federal prosecutors show that Teixeira had amassed a small arsenal of rifles, shotguns, and pistols, as well as a helmet, gas mask, and night vision goggles, all under the roof of the house where he lived with his mother and stepfather, of course. The Post obtained and verified 2 videos taken at their home in Dighton, Mass., where the FBI arrested Teixeira last month. They go on to interview friends of his that talked about he pretty much sat around all day with underage kids. He wanted to be a hero to these young boys. Spent all his time doing that. Okay, groomer. So, yep, exactly the kind of trash you would imagine. It's no wonder he is a hero to conservatives. Everybody they pick is either a murderer or a white supremacist. It's just wild. They don't even try to hide it anymore. And then the most manly human being on the planet, super alpha manly man, Josh Hawley, author of Manhood, guy who knows all about being a man, is all worried about the left's war on traditional masculinity. You know what? You can't even go to school and talk about guns anymore. What have we become as a nation when boys can't even go to school and talk about guns anymore? I wonder why. Let's let him explain it.
About them in the book, and you look at what our kids are taught in schools. I mean, from the time they go to preschool, for heaven's sake, they're taught that if they're a boy, if they want to be aggressive, if they want to talk about guns, no, that's bad. They need
that is bad. With all the school shootings, going to school and talking about guns, not the best. And literally no one's telling boys that it's bad to be a man or to be male in any way. Yes, if you're a bully, that's bad, obviously. If you get into fights for no reason, if you're toxic, which is actually bad for men and boys. It's one of the main reasons that men have such a vastly higher rate of suicide. So yes, those of us pointing out toxic behavior are trying to help men. We're not trying to hurt dudes. I, for one, am very happy being a man. I'm very comfortable in my gender. And don't in any way feel attacked. But I do recognize that toxic masculinity is very damaging to men. And I love my fellow man. And I want to help them. So pointing it out is actually a good thing.
Need to be medicated. They need to be quieted down when they get a little older. They're taught that manhood is inherently dangerous,
No,
that it
they're
contributes
not.
to climate change.
What?
That they need to renounce their masculinity.
No, nobody is being taught that. No one has ever taught me to turn again, denounce my masculinity, folks. Not one person has ever said this to me. Just bullshit lies to sell books.
And you see this ideology, it suffuses, permeates our media, our culture, all driven by the left.
All driven by the left, all these lies we make up. And why is every alpha male on the right such a fucking pansy pussy? Do you even lift, bro? And then, okay, that's it. That's all. I already covered this one. So that is my amazing Chud Watch. Great way to start the show, if I do say so myself. What we got to say, dirty, sexy pores? Hell yeah, let me hear about it. Shut up, soft shite, I know, right? What a dough bitch. Holly, yep. Insurrectionist motherfucker. Dusty's like 5'10", no tall shame. I'm not. I wish I was 5'10". I'm like 5'8". I'm a short king, goddammit. But I'm big in spirit, y'all. Beta, he holiday, 4chan hero. Yep, just gross. Toxic troll culture, that's all we got. And get your super chats in, folks. Gonna do one more section, and then I'm gonna read every single one of the super chats, and you're not gonna want to miss that, because it's life-changing. Actually, am I lying? Is it next? I got the woke panic coming up. Oh, yeah, it is. All right. Woke panic coming up, and then super chat, so get them in right now. But it's time for... Woke. And first off, on tonight's Woke Panic, which we go into the things that conservatives are freaking out about. The woke mind virus. It's Miller Lite. So you remember they freaked out because Budweiser sent branded cans to trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney. They didn't put them in stores. They didn't send them out anywhere else. They literally just sent them to her so she could use them on her website. And no one would have ever known about it if conservatives didn't blow it out of proportion, didn't make it a national scandal. They are the ones who politicized it. So now I guess they're mad at Miller Lite, folks. You cis woman out there who think you're safe from this, from the woke mind virus that has infected the right-wingers? Well, now they're mad because they have a commercial aimed at women. Yeah, they're half the population, and it's just capitalism trying to sell beer to half the population, but even marketing towards women is seen as too woke now. There's no quarter. You have to do things the way you've always done them. You have to only market to men. You have to only market in the traditional ways with women in bikinis. If you ever do anything different, we're going to boycott you. We're going to bitch. We're going to complain. We're going to whine. We're going to moan. In 1,000 years from now, you have to still only market to men. Forever, always do exactly the same thing. And if you don't, you're woke. Anyway, here's the new commercial they're outraged over.
Here's a little known fact. Women were among the very first to brew beer ever. From Mesopotamia to the Middle Ages to colonial America, women were the ones doing the brewing.
Good to know.
Centuries later, how did the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer? They put us in bikinis. Wow. Look at this wild. It's time beer made it up to women. So today, Miller Lite is on a mission to clean up not just their but the whole beer industry's Miller Lite has been scouring the internet for all this and buying it back so that they can turn it into good for women brewers. Literally, good How, you ask? Ladies, take it away.
First, we turn the bad into compost. Then we feed compost to worms. Push out beautiful fertilizer.
That good helps farmers grow quality hops,
which is then donated to women brewers to make their own really good
But there's definitely more out there. In your attic, in the garage, in your parents' basement. Send any you got into Miller Lite, and they'll turn that into good too. Oh. So here's to women, because without us, there would be no beer.
All right, I dig it. Makes sense. Women like beer too. Women like to get drunk. Hell yeah, I know all about that. So obviously, conservatives mad. Graham Allen Blue check mark, 286,000 followers, host of Dear America podcast says, did nobody learn from Bud Light's costly mistake? Miller Lite just dropped this woke advertisement. When will these beer companies learn? That's right. Can't advertise to anybody but straight white men. That's it. Black people in your commercial, woke. Women in your commercial, woke. Trans people in your commercial, quadruple woke. No beer companies, you have to do what they tell you to do. And he wasn't the only one bitching about this, of course. Watermelon head Charlie Kirk. Apparently, what passes for wisdom in America marketing departments is we'll go woke, but we'll say shit a lot so that our customers will like it. Miller Lite is owned by Coors. You know what to do. Yeah, boycott it. They had a woman in your commercial. I mean, it's marketing. You understand how capitalism works, right? 51% of the population is like women. That's just capitalism 101. You want to market towards them, but nope. Got to market to whoever Charlie Kirk says you have to, because America and freedom and all of that. And then
Little Bitty Shapiro is really mad at Blue's Clues because Blue Clue is trying to trans your children, folks. If you don't believe me, let's listen to him whine about it.
So, exciting news. Even the smallest children's shows are now going to promote trans nonsense.
Oh, no.
Apparently. Blue's Clues. You know, like the show for 3 to 5 year olds?
3 to 5 year olds.
Apparently, they are now promoting pride nonsense.
Pride nonsense.
Apparently, they've put out graphics. This is circa like 2021. They put out graphics of characters from Blue's Clues carrying gay pride flags. One of the beavers on Blue's Clues has had a top surgery.
Top surgery, y'all.
So, first of all
right, can you pick out the one that had top surgery? I heard him say this and I look and I'm like, is this flag covering it up? Is it this one? I guess it's this one. I thought these were just like beaver boobs, but apparently, according to Ben Shapiro, this is top surgery.
Beavers don't have 2 nipples. I mean, it's weird that we're now supposed to talk about beaver nipples, but that's where we are.
Yes, it's weird that we're talking about this at all, Ben Shapiro. It's weird that you're a whiny cryberry snowflake that's just upset about everything and has to have moral panic and outrage about even cartoons.
Society. But apparently, beavers trans themselves. Now, I have a little secret for you. Beavers don't actually do that. That's not a thing.
Yeah, and they also don't talk, and they don't have anything to do with Blue's Clue in any way whatsoever. These are cartoons, Mitch Shapiro. They're not real life.
But according to the people who make Blue's Clues, according to everybody who makes children's TV these days, it is necessary to push trans on the kids.
It's definitely necessary.
Very, very important.
It's very important.
And so that's why you're finding this sort of stuff in Transformers, as we talked about last week.
I know, right?
We're finding it on Blue's Clues. You cannot allow your kids to watch children's TV. You can't. Don't let your kids watch children's TV.
Folks, you can't watch Disney anymore. You can't watch any cartoons. The only thing you can watch is the Daily Wire's cartoons. We're making cartoons for conservative kids, and trust us, it'll be amazing.
Without pre-screening the shows. Don't do it. Or alternatively, go subscribe to Daily Wire Plus. The kids' content is coming. I know. Everybody keeps asking when.
Promise.
The answer is soon.
Soon.
I promise I'll let you know as soon as we have it ready, but it's going to be amazing.
Amazing.
Let us pre-screen the content for you, and that way your kids can watch stuff without.
That's right. Let us think for you, folks. You don't have to think for yourself. You don't have to sit around and decide what your kids are watching. You don't have to make your own decision. Let me do it for you.
About whether a beaver is going to have her breasts removed or some such nonsense on Blue's.
Oh, you used the correct gender. You fucked up. A little bit woke there, Ben Shapiro.
So whitey-ass piss babies crying about everything, every cartoon, every show. They are infected by this woke mind virus. And it's not destroying the country, it's destroying their own party, which is actually a great thing. And then, folks, you can't make this shit up. I actually thought this was made up, so I looked it up, and this is true. In case anyone was wondering just how insane Republicans are, in the state of Tennessee, they are trying to ban a book about seahorses, claiming it normalizes gender fluidity and the idea that males can get pregnant. This is where we are, folks, because I don't know if you know this, but male seahorses can give birth. So can't teach kids facts about seahorses because that's woke. That's trans. Can't have that. Can't teach about basic biology and nature because of the trans. Just good God. And I was like, this cannot be true, folks. And then I looked it up, and then it is true. The Williams County, Tennessee chapter of Moms for Liberty does not represent Tennessee Republicans as a whole, but this special interest group has sought unsuccessfully to remove a book about seahorses from a first grade curriculum in part over concerns that the content would normalize the concept of gender fluidity. Good God, y'all. So don't teach slavery. Don't teach facts. Just keep your kids stupid and ignorant and in the dark about everything, just the way Jesus wanted you to. Nuts. And then on the woke panic. Oh, yeah, folks. So Charlize Theron, hero, coming out in support of trans people. Got to fight back against the Republicans trying to spread their hatred and fear. And Megyn Kelly not liking it, trying to be a badass. Let's have a watch.
To Charlize Theron speaking out about this. Satsa.
We love you, Queen.
We love you, Queen.
We're in your corner, and we've got you, and I will fuck anybody up who's like trying to fuck with anything with you guys. It's really, in all seriousness, there's so many things that are hurting and really killing our kids, and we all know what I'm talking about right now. And it ain't no drag queen, because if you've ever seen a drag queen lip sync for her life,
yep,
it only makes you happier. It only makes you love more. It makes you a better person.
Okay. So why doesn't Charlize Theron come and fuck me up? Because I'm 100% against her on this.
Just saying, I got my money on Charlize Theron there, Megyn Kelly. She would fuck you up. Now, she's not like the baddest woman on earth, but she is a highly paid actress who's in a lot of action movies. Has trained, I've seen the action movies, trained her ass off, is in great shape, is a physical specimen. She would whoop your monkey ass all over the goddamn place. So, would love to see it. Just crazy, like a couple years ago, Megyn Kelly had a bunch of trans kids on her show when she was all nice and loving. But the political climate changed, and just like that, boom, these grifters changed with it. Now she's all spite and hate 24/7 towards them, because of course, they stand for nothing, they are nothing. And yeah, I wonder if it's truly about protecting the kids, how come you guys have not banned child beauty pageants yet? How come none of you are protesting child beauty pageants? It's just really strange that this gets no press from you guys. This, nothing. Yet Drag Queen Story Hour, you're ready to riot and burn buildings down. Just almost like you're full of shit and about nothing. Just saying. Looking at you, Megyn Kelly. And last up on Woke Panic. I'll take shit that's never happened for 500. Once again, Alex. The redhead libertarian says, wanting to do away with Mother's Day because it makes some people sad is communist propaganda designed to exploit your empathy in order to debase and abolish the family. Literally, nobody is trying to get rid of Mother's Day. What are you even talking about? Now, some companies did send messages to their email list saying if you want to opt out of the email list, you can, because some people don't want to be involved in Mother's Day email list. But literally nobody is trying to cancel Mother's Day. They just make this shit up in order to scare you with, because it works, because you conservatives are fucking morons who will believe and get afraid by anything, you whiny piss baby snowflakes. And that is my woke panic for this week. Hails to the yeah. And folks, could you become a patron, please? I would very much appreciate it. That's not the page. I do exclusive content on the show. For those of you watching the show for the first time, after this show, I do another 20 to 30 minute show every single week, twice a week. Exclusive content. There are dozens of videos on here that you can't get unless you're my patron. And I'm not greedy. It's whatever you can afford. So you just donate whatever you think it's worth. So if you are entertained by me, if you like all the free content I put out, I don't sell anything. I don't scam anybody out of anything. I try to do this with as much integrity as I possibly can. And I only make money through the super chats and through my patrons. So if you could sign up for my patron, I would very much appreciate it. And you get exclusive content. And tonight on the after party, we're going to do some religious bullshit, but also I got some miracle berries. I saw this the other day on the Shark Tank. I can't believe how little this bag is. This bag was $30. I thought it would be more than this. I'm never buying this shit again. But basically, miracle berries, supposedly you eat these berries and then it makes sour food taste sweet. And we're going to eat these and then we're going to try a sour pickle to see if it works on tonight's after party. You're not going to want to miss that. earth-shattering content. So please go sign up for my Patreon. Plenty of time to do it before the show begins tonight. Thank you in advance. And now let's read the super chats. Boom. All right. Jason Anderson, give them hell, Dusty. Wish I could listen live, but I wanted to send my support. Hey, I appreciate you. I'll catch you on the replay. Daniel Flores, $2. I think one of the reasons why right-wing shows have more views is because leftists go outside more and don't watch that many videos, while right-wingers just sit all day in their basement and watch hours upon hours of crap. I mean, I kind of whined about it the last show. I'm not going to whine about it on this show. I mean, the numbers are down. They should be way higher. My numbers should be rising, absolutely, but I'm not going to whine about it. It is what it is. What you going to do? Thank you for supporting the show. Ivy has $10. Not going to make it tonight. Here is some love. Remind those DSPs to like and subscribe. Well, I'll catch you in the replay. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by, Ivy. Jennifer D, $2. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it. Swagger and Cat, $19.99. Very generous. Thank you, Swagger and Cat. And 5 gift subs from April S. Hell yeah. I added a new emojicon. Overtime, I had to get rid of one. I need 31 more Dust Buddies subscribers before I can add a new emojicon. You have to have a certain amount before you can add new emojicons. Where the fuck is the overtime one? I don't even see it in here. I put an overtime one. Where? Oh, it's over down here. Anyway, new emojicon. I need a few more. Is that it? Yeah, overtime. So if you guys want to become Dust Buddies, it's $2.99 a month. And you get customized emojis to spam the chat with. Oh, the cool kids are doing it. You click a button over here and you become a member. So you get a cool trans rights, power fist, all of that. Great way to support the show. So please do it. Thank you, Abrelez, for gifting 5 subs to some lucky people out there. And everybody who is a member of the Dust Buddies also gets access to the after party on Patreon. There's a link in the community section. So go check that out and join us tonight for the after party. Appreciate you, April. Sweater wearing a tree. Jelly green is something vague will happen at an indeterminate point in the future. Yep, I know, right? And then they could just take anything that happens and claim this is what they're talking about. My only black friend, $10. Republicans are having a reawakening tour. I thought they said being woke was bad. Psh, don't listen to what they say. They are about nothing. Do you think California is serious about reparations? Hell no. Appreciate you. Zero. Wolf. Dusty, did you stop putting your show on Spotify? Nope. Still there. A boogie person, $2. Complicated evening, but now I have Dusty & Co. Hell yeah, thanks for joining us. Parker Guard, what's up, Parker? I'm still at work, hoping to go home soon. How are you? I'm pretty good, can't complain. Can't wait to go home and chat more. Hell yeah, can't wait for you to chat with us. And $20 from Pablo Brown. Go to you, Pablo. Lizzie Bennett, gross. Didn't Giuliani's former employee watch Borat 2? That should have been a warning. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say anything sexist, but almost like she was his girlfriend on purpose, which is really gross. But we'll see what the hidden tapes have to say about it. Rod McFadden, 666, love the amount. For a good laugh, Google Rom Smiling Deep Space Nine. To see Star Trek character, I think Sanctimonious looks like. All right, I'll check that out. Thanks, Orion. JB Rockwell, $20. Ducks don't die, we fly. Get my duck sick at EDC, baby. Hell yeah. I don't even know what any of that means, but thank you for the $20, JB. April S. 25. What up, J. April? Thank you. Yes, Josh Hawley, the most alpha of all alpha males. Man, I wish someday I could be half as manly as Josh is. Dare I dream? What is this thing doing over here? Acting stupid. Jason Ashby, $5 Canadian. Hey, Dusty, awesome show. Hello, Dust Buddies. Hell yeah, feeling good tonight. Thank you for joining me, Jason. Cupid Lover, I'm listening, Dusty. Busy editing a video. Here's $5 for coffee. I will drink it in your honor. Carolyn, $19.99. Thank you for everything. We love you from California. Hey, love you back, Carolyn. Appreciate your generosity. Adam Westish, Dusty, a new favorite to go with my Schlitz gay beer. Drink up. Toast to me. $4.99. Jason Slaggle. Appreciate it, Jason. Darian Mezzo. Oro Dusty. Vamos a Memphis Loco. Hey, beans and disease to you, Darian. Good to see you tonight. Appreciate you. Big Black Coal Vet. $20. Sorry I'm late. No forgiveness. Here's my penance. All right, I forgive it. By the way, Jesus, man. Jesus, man. Latinx. Miss Huevos. What up, D? JJ Reaper. $5. What up, JJ? Good to see you tonight. Jason Ashley, get the 5 subs. Hell yeah, I love the socialism. Thank you, Jason, your hero. Blazing Chronic. $10. Dusty, when are you going to show us the new kitties? I'll have to get them used to this room. I haven't brought them into the room without the cats yet. They're still kind of skittish, but another couple days, and then I'm going to bring them in here and show them to you guys. Scholar King, love you since 2012. Hell yeah, been around forever. Old school. And the EMFB, hey, Dusty, hope all is well with you and the Fuzzies. Can't complain. I'm having a good night, and I hope all of you guys are too. Thank you for everybody who's been so generous to me tonight. Appreciate you, and gonna read all the rest of the super chats at the end of the show, so you still got plenty of time to immortalize yourself on the greatest show in the history of mankind and support the show. I could use it, and I would appreciate it, so please super chat me. But now it's time for some Trash World. Prepare to be depressed. The trash world, the trash world, it's a dumpster fire and it's hellish. The trash world, a trash world, everything sucks all of the time. The trash world, yeah, it is a trash world. So, guys, remember Daniel Penny, right? Ex-Marine who murdered the homeless man on a subway, choked him to death for being too loud and complaining about being homeless and hungry. So the worst among us, the conservatives, just trying to own the left by being evil. Here's a UFC fighter, Jake Shields. What do you think of New York City's new ad campaign? Yeah, this could be you. Quit fucking around on the subway. Yeah. Being loud on the subway is a capital offense now. They think it's okay to kill you. Now, once again, I know that none of these people actually care about Daniel Penny. None of these people care about any of this. They just want to be evil. They just want to own the libs by hurting people. This is all they have. This is all they are. They're just a gaping hole where their soul should be. So, needless to say, they spent the week lionizing this person, making him a hero. Now, even if you think that Daniel Penny didn't mean to kill Jordan Neely, which I don't think he did. I don't think he gave a shit. I think he was grossly negligent, and he should go to jail for it because you can't choke somebody to death. But I don't think he meant to do it. He just didn't care. But even if that's what you believe, I don't see any narrative that makes this man a hero. Jordan Neely had his back to Daniel Penny. Daniel Penny snuck up behind him unseen. It's not like he got up in his face. It's not like he went toe-to-toe in a fist fight with him. Fisticuffs. Not like he was some kind of awesome pugilist. Not like he was attacking a woman and he was defending the woman. No, he walked up behind this guy who was just yelling about being hungry and choked him from behind while two other men held his arms and kept him from defending himself. And then after he went limp, you go limp after about 30 seconds of being choked. If you watch the UFC, you know you don't get choked very long before you go limp. And then after the guy completely limp, completely defenseless, continued to choke him for like 9 more minutes till he died. In what universe does that make you a hero? Well, in the conservative universe, he is an incredible hero, just like Kyle Rittenhouse. They take the worst among us murderers and they turn them into our heroes because they want to disenfranchise us. They want to make us feel hopeless. They are the worst humans on the planet, and they want everybody else to suffer and be miserable like they are. And that's why they lift up evil men and murderers. Here's Watermelon Head Charlie Kirk. Please consider supporting Daniel Penny's legal fund against New York City's unjust prosecution. Even if he's acquitted of criminal charges, he'll likely face a civil trial, so give what you can. They went out of the way to raise money for this murderer, folks. In a world where 20,000 children die of starvation every single day. In a world where every single one of us is one medical emergency away from bankruptcy. In a world where kids are murdered at school. People are raped. Pedophiles raping children everywhere, all the money that could be used to help these people. This is what they put their platforms towards. This is what they put the spotlight on. This is what they support, folks. Murderers. Ron DeSantis, Florida governor. We must defeat the Soros-funded DAs, stop the left's pro-criminal agenda, and take back the streets for law-abiding citizens. There's nothing law-abiding about choking a man to death for being too loud on the subway. We stand with good Samaritans like Daniel Penny. Let's show this Marine. America's got his back. Yeah, America, let's show him. Let's show him what we're all about. And yeah, folks, Christians fundraised $600,000 for this guy on one site. Christians, yeah. Out of everything you could have done with your money, out of all the little kids you could have helped, this is what you fundraise for, because this is who you are, and we all see it. Yes, this appeals to a very small amount of people, but you're killing not only your religion, but your whole party. And yes, in this trash world, folks, the number one conservative influencer on the world, Tim Pool, sent this guy $20,000. That's more money than I make in like 4 or 5 months. 4 or 5 months. He just donates to this murderer out of the blue. And Tim Pool, doesn't give a shit about this guy. He doesn't care about the New York subway. None of this. He's only doing this to own the libs, giving money to a murderer in order to hurt his political enemies, because this is what they are. And yep, they raised over $2 million for this guy, folks. $2 million. The guy he murdered, $60,000 for his funeral. The murderer, $2 million, folks. The poor homeless man's family, $60,000. That's America. Asteroid 2024. Do we deserve to continue as a society? Probably not. Probably not. And then the Nazis are back, folks. Patriot Front. I thought these guys hated masks, but suddenly, when there want to be all Nazis in the streets, they're gung-ho about the mask. Here they are, marching through the streets of D.C. Super cool, America. I need 20 Nazi scalps from each one of you. That's from a movie. Not really. And, yep. Here's how demented conservatives are. They are the ones who attract these Nazis. They are the ones whose right-wing narratives influence these racists, these pieces of shit. These are their people. But they will cause the problem, and then they will deny the problem exists. Every single one of them going out there and pretending like these Nazis who are 100% on their side, who are 100% their people, influenced by the hateful rhetoric they constantly put out, gonna pretend like, no, they're not even real. They're leftists somehow. 22,000 likes for Amanda Larini. MAGA don't wear masks. Antifa cowards wear masks. If you agree, drop a heart and retweet. Yeah. It's Antifers. It's all Antifers, folks. They never take responsibility for anything they do. Ian Miles Wrong, the foreign agent from Malaysia who's never stepped foot in America, says, weird how Antifa is never around when these guys are marching. Antifa was literally there getting attacked by the police while this was happening. But nope. Pretend like it's not their side. It's always somebody else. It was Antifa at the Capitol building on January 6th. It's never us. And yep, Tim Pool, does Antifa protest Patriot Front? Yes, they were there. Of course, Tim Pool, they're all feds. They couldn't possibly be right-wingers. Literally, a right-winger was a fan of Tim Pool, the one that went out and murdered 8 people last week. We know you guys inspire these killers, these terrorists. We know you do. But they won't take any responsibility for anything, so they just lie and pretend like these people don't actually exist. We know Tim Pool doesn't believe a word he says, but as long as he's getting 120,000 viewers every podcast, as long as he's making $50 million a year, who cares, right? Because this is what our society rewards. It's real depressing, y'all. Here's a John Rich from Big and Rich. Oh, look, the feds are playing dress up again. Is that Ray Epps in the front? That Ray Epps, once again, is their fall guy, their scapegoat that they pretend like was some FBI agent when he wasn't. He was actually a Trump supporter, even throwing other Trump supporters under the bus in order to not admit it was Trump supporters who tried to overthrow the government on January 6th. No responsibility from the pull yourself up by your bootstraps, people. But at least one hero arose from the ashes, folks. This superhuman on his bike out there heckling Patriot Front and giving them the business.
I would love to speak of our nation's great history, of our people's tireless accomplishments.
Fuck off, cop.
But I cannot. Wear Walmart khakis. I would love to speak of the will of the European race that made America, but I cannot. There is simply no time. If we do not stand firm in the way of tyranny now, there will be no memory of America to continue, no history to fight for.
Even though the right-wingers hate you.
You were the losers of your high school class.
You are losers.
You're a bunch of incels.
You are a bunch of incels.
Its people wanting Americans, real Americans, are cast adrift and crushed underfoot. All got different types of pants on. The cities have turned in languish in their squalor as their streets fill with human waste. Reclaim your virginity. Anarchists, psychopaths, run amok and terrorize citizens at will. The suburbs have turned into a refuge from the cities, but only insofar
You're from the suburbs.
A vast and unsustainable economic racket. And our rural communities are forgotten entirely unless struck by disaster. You look like General Custer's illegitimate son. How come you better trust the rest of the judge? Yet where are the eyes of our so-called Justice Department in this land without justice? On patriots, we're called the greatest threat. There is a threat we pose, but not to the people. We threaten only the intolerable conditions which allow.
Pathetic, but thank you, hero, for standing up to him. Everybody should do what you did, for sure. And folks, good God. They are so pathetic. Like most white boys, they have absolutely no rhythm whatsoever. Just the biggest dorks on the planet. Here's a leaked training footage from Patriot Front. And yeah, they don't know their left from their right. They can't do even basic marching. Failures in every way human beings can be failures.
Make sure you're hitting on the ground when you that clap is your left foot.
Don't know your left from your right. No rhythm. God, you guys are pathetic. How are you not embarrassed to be a part of this?
You guys listen to the beat.
Yeah, listen to the beat. You know rhythm having motherfuckers.
Left.
Which one's your left? Which one's your left? Oh God, dude. What? Yeah.
Okay, let's do it again.
Yeah, that was bad, and you should feel bad about it. Good lord, y'all. And that on the trash world. One more. Republicans just giving our country away to Saudi America. You know, the Muslims they claim to hate. The people they claim are terrorists and want to destroy our society. They don't actually give a shit about anything they say. They will give our watcher away to these people. Destroy our country. They don't care. Watch this shit.
Was your well?
This was my well.
And now you got nothing.
Nothing but dust.
Arizona cattle rancher Brad Mead says his well went dry.
You can toss a rock in it, it's gone.
because of his neighbor's farm down the road. It's run by Fondamonte, owned by one of the largest dairy companies in Saudi Arabia. It grows alfalfa here to feed cattle back in the Middle East. It's illegal to grow it in Saudi Arabia because it uses so much water.
So when you look out there and you see all that green, what do you think?
I see money leaving America. I see water getting depleted.
It's pure insanity.
Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays, a Democrat, says Fondamonte bought vast tracts of land in western Arizona where there are no regulations on how much water can be pumped out of the ground, so the state doesn't monitor it. Fondamonte also leases thousands of acres from the state itself, deals approved by state officials no longer in office. Fondamonte pays nothing for the water itself.
We cannot afford to give our water away, frankly, to anyone, let alone the Saudis, for free.
So cows in Saudi Arabia are essentially drinking Arizona water.
Correct.
The scale of the problem is obvious from above.
I mean, that is a lot of green down there.
Using millions upon millions of gallons of precious groundwater.
Mays says Arizona's cities, including Phoenix, will need that water as they face potentially drastic cuts from the drought-ravaged Colorado River. Fondamonte declined our request for an interview. What it's doing here is not illegal, but Mays wants the leases on state land canceled, and Arizona's legislature is now considering a ban on foreign-owned farms.
They just let them rape our land, steal our water, destroy our society. They don't care. Meanwhile, they claim they're on the side of God. And I don't know if I said it today, but if you're a conservative and you're watching this, holy shit, are you scum? Like, literally, you are about nothing, just a hollow, empty shell of a human. How do you live with yourself? I guess you hate yourself. I guess that's why you're a Republican. You want everybody to suffer like you suffer. You want everybody to feel as bad about themselves as you feel bad about yourself. It's just a party of misery and hatred. But, like, you don't have to be that way. I mean, I almost feel like I'm part of the problem, insulting you like this because I'm making you feel worse about yourself. But I just want you to know, like, there is an alternative. You don't have to be a bad person. You don't have to have your whole personality revolving around trying to hurt people and own people. Oh, look at him, man's upset. Look how he owned them. You don't have to be like that. Like, that's actually a bad way to live. It actually makes you feel worse about yourself. And it makes the world worse, which, when you make the world worse, you make your own life worse as well. You can actually be loving. You can help people. You can want to improve our society and progress our society. You can change. I know. I used to be a conservative for a long time. I was a conservative for longer than I've been on the left, way longer. I was a Christian conservative for 33 years, man. You can change. And that is my trash world. What we got to say, DSPs? Preach. Hell yeah. Try to be a little better of an example every once in a while. That's to being too kind to them. That is unlike me, to be honest with you. You fuckers do suck. Get them, Dusty. I try. I'm doing my best. And get your super chats in, folks. You don't want to miss your opportunity to immortalize yourself forever and ever and ever. You know what a great time to do it would be? During Beyond Parody. Beyond Paradise. First off, on tonight's Beyond Parody, hey, if Steven Crowder can't make his marriage work, what chance do the rest of us have? This guy says, turns out Steven Crowder's wife divorced him. A 6'2" Christian man. Yeah, he was tall, folks. Tall folks ain't supposed to get divorced. Who is in good shape. He works out, making 7 figures, and he's rich too. Who, for the most part, is reported by his peers and people who know him as a great father and provider of his 2 children got dumped. I mean, most of his peers have worked with him say he is a giant fucking piece of shit. It just goes to show you, even if you're tall, even if you're rich, even if you're in good shape, if you're a horrible fucking human being that no one can stand or want to be around, if you're incredibly controlling and insecure, and if you're, like, obviously, even according to himself, bisexual, self-admitting gay, who has, you know, no telling what he's been doing. His employees say he's been going around putting his penis on top of them, you know. When you're this way, A lot of time your women's not going to stick around, you know? That's just the way it works. He goes on to say, we don't know the whole story. We know most of it. But what's the point of this marriage stuff anymore? I mean, that's a good point. A marriage is a contract between you and the government. It's completely fucking pointless, and only idiots get married. I mean, I guess if like you want tax breaks, that's the only reason I can think of to get married. But otherwise, it's pretty fucking stupid. I do agree with you there. The laws are so blatantly unfair that it is really incentivizing women to leave. Seems like Jesus can't help either. Yeah, but I mean, because he doesn't exist. I mean, like if he existed, he's all powerful. So he could help if he wanted. The fact that he doesn't means he either doesn't give a shit or he's not on your side, right? The American nuclear family is doomed. On the bright side, Mrs. Crowder is now free to find herself. And it's, I guess, a bunch of dildo emojis or something. I don't know. But yeah, don't be a piece of shit. And maybe your wife will stick with you there. And then you guys heard about this lady, Korean defector. The hell is her name? It don't even matter. Anyway, so this lady is a famous con woman. She came to this country. She came from a rich family in North Korea. And so she came out of this country and she went to school here and decided that she could make a lot of money grifting for the right by claiming that liberal colleges are so crazy that they're actually worse than North Korea, which is stupid. It's stupid in every fucking conceivable way. Nobody with two brain cells to rub together could possibly believe this. So obviously, Joe Rogan continuously has her on his show, the most popular podcast on the face of the earth, to spread these ridiculous lies. So here she is. Even North Korea is not as crazy. Defector rails against woke U.S. universities for encouraging cancel culture and intolerance to dissent. So let's have a listen to the types of things that she claims is going on in North Korea, which she also claims is better than what's going on left-wing campuses in the United States.
My mom was sourced for just like mentally retarded family, the farmers' family. And we became a free labor for them and being a sex slave for them. And then
being a sex slave for a mentally retarded family?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
My mom was
100% happened, folks. And then she told a story, I don't know where it is, I don't have it queued up, about how in the hospitals, rats eat dead children, and the live children have to eat the rats, and then they die, and then the rats eat the live children again. Definitely happened, definitely true, and obviously also definitely better than left-wing colleges in America. Because this is real life right now. This is what our stupid society rewards. I'm going to skip past this one. There's a whole thread pointing out the lies she tells. She has stories that contradict each other. She's been lying for years and years and years, and she changes her stories continuously to make them worse and worse and worse in order to claim America somehow fucking worse. Just ridiculous. But of course, she gets top billing on the largest podcast in the world to make shit tons of money. Because it's beyond parody, and then on Beyond Parody. Oh, yeah. So apparently on Gutfeld, he's letting his boomer audience, who is averaged age of 80 years old, know about this cool new band they should all check out.
Check out the album California. It's like the Beach Boys meet Zappa. Oh, nice. And probably the best new band out, 100 Gex. Actually, you know what's funny? I sent this information to the producers. Yeah, it's not showing up. So if you want to listen to 100 Gex, get their new album. Killing Joke, KMFDM, Death Grips. It's amazing.
No, big summer play.
I have a big summer play.
Are you going to any summer concerts, Jessica?
Well, yeah, you heard it. 80-year-old boomers who watch Gutfeld. Go Google this band. Yeah, imagine being 70 years old, searching up a band because you heard it on Gutfeld, and this comes up.
Hey, you real piss baby. You think you're so fucking cool, huh? You think you're so fucking tough? You talk a lot of big game for someone with such a small truck. Oh, look at those arms. Your arms look so fucking cute. They look like little cigarettes. I bet I could smoke you. I could roast you. And then you'd love it. You'd text me I love you. And then I'd fucking ghost you. Big boys coming with the big stuff. I feel so cool.
Isn't that a trans person? Why does Gutfield like this music? I don't know. I mean, it's not, once it gets going, it's not horrible, but yeah, Birdie. No old person's gonna like that. And all right, that's my Beyond Parody section. Get him, Dusty. I already read that. Goddamn, so lame. I love 100 gecs. I'll have to look them up and listen to some of their music. I'm not very familiar with their music, but like, what's the guy going? I can get into it. I like the auto tune. It's all good. 100 gecs are fucking dumb. Okay, I don't know anything about this. Never heard them before. Literally. Looks like a trans. I know, right? That's what I was thinking. They try to trans our kids. Gutfield try to trans the old people. Not for me. Okay, I'll have to listen to the full song next time and see. And now, folks, little thing I like to call. He shall be Elon. Elton Elon there. And this week, more hypocrisy from the world's second richest man. So first off, before we get there, guys, heard what's going on in Turkey? Apparently, Turkey, the country, not the sandwich, is voting in crunch elections against their right-wing, dictatorish president, Erdogan. He is facing the greatest threat to his 20-year rule. The country of 85 million holds both its presidential and parliamentary elections on May 14th. That is yesterday. Which is expected to be close. If no candidate wins more than 50% of the vote, there's going to be a runoff 2 weeks later. Incumbent President Recep Tayyip Erdogan is facing his toughest test yet after 2 decades in power, grappling with public anger over worsening economic conditions and the slow government response to a series of devastating earthquakes in February that killed more than 50,000 people. So a grassroots movement has risen up to try to get rid of their fascist or right-wing government and President Erdogan. Next thing you know, Turkey is signing a deal with SpaceX, owned by Elon Musk, apparently. I'm sure this will have no effect whatsoever on Twitter. Oh, then the next thing you know, yeah, Twitter is censoring the political opponents of Erdogan. Free speech opportunist Elon Musk caved to government pressure to censor tweets ahead of the Turkish election. Elon Musk's reputation as a free speech absolutist took another hit on Saturday after Twitter sided with the Turkish government and censored the accounts of political opponents ahead of a contentious election. An announcement posted Friday evening at approximately 6 a.m. in the country, Twitter's official government affairs account declared the platform would restrict access to some content in Turkey in response to legal requests made of the social media site. Turkey's presidential election, the most closely contested in years, is set for May 14th. The day before a critical election in Turkey, Twitter appears to be acquiescing to the demands of the country's autocratic ruler, Erdogan, and is censoring speech on the platform. California Representative Adam Schiff tweeted in response to the news, given Twitter's total lack of transparency, it is hard to avoid the conclusion that Musk's promises of free speech have again fallen away. The details of the legal request and which specific accounts were targeted were not made public. Still, Dr. Turgan Almaz, a postdoctoral researcher focusing on social media manipulation at Indiana University, Bloomington, told Insider he tracked roughly a half dozen accounts posting content related to the Turkish election that had been suspended. According to Almaz, accounts chosen for restriction were some of the Turkish government has traditionally targeted because they had ties to political opposition or whistleblowers who have been critical of the country's right-wing leader, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. One account, that of Kurdish businessman Mohammed Yakut, was among those restricted. Yakut had previously shared information about Erdogan's governmental dealings and alleged the Turkish leader had been involved in the disappearance of his son-in-law, Turkish Minute reported last week. Yakut has also hinted at sharing background information before the election related to a failed 2016 coup in the country, Turkish Minute reported on Saturday, insinuating that Erdogan and his allies had staged the whole thing. While Yakut and other political opponents were censored, Elmas noted one troll account known for impersonating a whistleblower named Ali Yelsadag was not removed from Twitter, despite impersonation being against the platform's terms of service and the account posting fake nude photos of politicians in Turkey that opposed Erdogan. The The troll account not being banned, Elmas hypothesized, is reason to believe the account may be tied to the Turkish government as a propaganda tool used to discredit Erdogan opponents by painting them out to be blackmailing each other. So exactly what you would expect from fake-ass Elon Musk, signing to deal with the Turkish government and then censors people, censors the political opponents of right-wing fascist Erdogan. So, yeah, free speech king Elon Musk strikes again. Twitter Global Affairs tweeted out, in response to legal process and to ensure Twitter remains available to the people of Turkey, we have taken action to restrict access to some content in Turkey today. So then, obviously, people started making fun of Elon Musk for being a lying, hypocritical douchebag. Journalist Matthew Iglesias says, the Turkish government asked Twitter to censor its opponents right before an election, and Elon Musk complied. Should generate some interesting Twitter files reporting, and true. All he said was, I'm sure Elon's not going to be a hypocrite. I'm sure he's going to have some Twitter files about this. After all, the entire point of the Twitter files was to point out how governments are putting pressure on Twitter to censor people. And we would never do that. It was all the left, even though the left wing was not in power when this was happening. And even though Biden was not a part of the government in any way when this was happening, he still put out the Twitter files to try to make the left look bad and make the right look better. So obviously he's not going to be a hypocrite. He's going to put out files against himself. And now he is letting the right-wing government of Turkey dictate what gets censored on Twitter, right? No, of course, his response to the guy is, did your brain fall out of your head, Iglesias? The choices had Twitter throttled in its entirety or limit access to some tweets. Which one do you want? I want you to do what you say that you're going to do, be a free speech absolutist and not bow to the fascist right-wing government of Turkey. If they're going to censor, let them censor. You don't censor. By letting them censor, it puts a black mark on them for the public in Turkey and makes them more likely to get voted out. You do not go along with it if you have any integrity whatsoever, which I know you don't, right? It's pretty simple. If you have integrity, you don't censor. And you fight back, as has been done many times before. There once was a platform that fought back against Erdogan and his calls for censorship on Twitter. What was that company? Oh, it was Twitter. Yeah, there once was a social media platform that resisted Erdogan, was temporarily banned, fought back against Turkey's ban and overreaching takedown requests in a court of law and won. The company was Twitter. Yeah, victory for free expression in Turkish court. 2 days ago, we filed petitions in Turkish court to challenge the access ban on Twitter, joining Turkish journalists and legal experts, Turkish citizens, and the international community. We also petitioned a court to overturn an order underlying the access ban that instructed us to take down an account with tweets that accused a former government minister of corruption. Today, we are pleased to announce that Turkish court overturned that takedown order on freedom of expression's ground. Yep, right? Right, Elon? The evil left-wing version of Twitter was less censorous than you are. Imagine that. Of course, we already know he's been censoring in India, the Modi government. He's Johnny on the spot to do the bidding of right-wing governments around the world. And even Wikipedia took a shot at him. Co-founder of Wikipedia tweeted, what Wikipedia did, we stood strong for our principles and fought to the Supreme Court of Turkey and won. This is what it means to treat freedom of expression as a principle rather than a slogan. True. You stand for nothing, Elon. You're fake as fuck. All you care about is money. Everybody sees it, right? We all know it's true. Was that Jimmy Wales? That was Jimmy Wales. All right. And, yep. On Elon Musk's claim that everybody does it, because that's what Elon says. Hey, what do you want me to do? Like all the social media sites take down requests from right-wing governments. We're the only ones telling you about it, but everybody censors. We had no choice. But yeah, actually in 2014, Erdogan made these same demands of Twitter. Twitter refused, and he did briefly ban the site, but the whole thing backfired on Erdogan. Twitter also told Turkish users ways to evade the ban. Elon Musk, of course, did nothing of the sort because he wants that Turkey money for SpaceX. And yeah, Biden campaign, please take down dick pics that violate Twitter rules. You know, revenge porn. Could you take that down for us? And Musk is like, censorship, even though you guys are not part of the government in any way. I'm going to get a Matt Ty baby to put article after article out accusing you guys of censorship. Yeah, Turkey, take down the political opposition's tweets or else. And Musk is like, hey, what else can I do? Psh, no choice. I'm not a hypocrite. And yeah, Twitter used to routinely challenge Turkey's request to take down. Fought back and they won, unlike you, Elon Musk. And now here's Elon and Erdogan shaking hands. And people are pointing out the hypocrisy of Elon Musk and his past statements. There's so many. There's a tweet for everything. He's the new Donald Trump. Elon, free speech is meaningless unless you allow people you don't like to say things you don't like. What happened to that, Elon? Little money gets put on the table and suddenly it's a different story. And of course, I hear your concerns, but don't judge too early. I am adamant about defending free speech, even if it means losing money. This is before he banned Turkey. Exactly right. If we lose freedom of speech, it's never coming back. Beware of censorship. At least ye be censored. You fucking hypocrite. Twitter acting by itself to suppress free speech is not a First Amendment violation, but acting under orders from the government to suppress free speech with no judicial review is, yep. If only Elon would listen to fucking Elon. The sad thing is I read hundreds of sycophants defending him. What do you want him to do? The government told him to do it. It's not a violation of free speech. It's all good. Elon's our daddy. He can do no wrong. But yeah, by free speech, I simply mean that which matches the law. So basically, he sent a loud and clear message to all right-wing fascist governments that all you have to do is threaten me that you will ban Twitter in your country if I don't censor, and I will censor anybody you want to for as long as you want me to. I'll be your bitch. All you have to do is threaten me. Free speech be damned. And he sent that message loud and clear, which we already knew was true, but I mean. And yeah, here he is. Back in March 5th of 2022, Starlink has been told by some governments, not Ukraine, to block Russian news sources. We will not do so unless at gunpoint. Sorry to be a free speech absolutist. Yeah, well, we're not going to ban Russian propaganda. No way, but we'll do what Turkey tells us to do. What happened? You said you weren't going to do this unless you were at gunpoint. You said you were a free speech absolutist, huh? Damn, it's almost like you're completely fucking full of shit. And Elon Musk bid to reboot Twitter as a service instead of an ad-supportive social media site has failed spectacularly. Elon Musk's original pitch to investors said Twitter would depend less on advertisers. How? By growing Twitter Blue to 69 million subscribers by 2025. This is what he told the investors, folks. This is how he got all that money to buy Twitter. He's like, don't worry, I'm a super genius. I want to get 69 million subscribers. He has 700,000. And not all of them are even paying, folks. He is so far from the target, he now realizes he's never going to get there, which is why he's hired this new CEO who is an advertising executive 100% to bring the advertisers back, folks. After he's already destroyed the site. And I think Sean said this. Sean said Sean Svitz said, Elon's problem is that despite what he and his right-wing chuds continuously claim, Twitter was never this left-wing indoctrination center. It was just a company trying to make money who was doing whatever they had to do to make money, including trying to keep advertisers happy by getting rid of racists and Nazis who they didn't want to be associated with. They wanted to protect their brands. And so eventually he'll realize this, and then he'll just have to go back to doing exactly what they were doing if he wants to make money, which is exactly what he's doing now after he's already destroyed $20 billion worth of value in the site. This guy is not a genius, folks. He is not a good businessman. He lucked his way and conned his way into being the second richest man in the world. But a business genius, he is fucking not. Nor a true teller or an honest person or someone with integrity in any way. And yeah, here's his new girl. Suck it up to Elon Musk. I've long been inspired by your vision to create a brighter future. I'm excited to help bring this vision to Twitter and transform this business together. To which Cheryl O'Reilly, blue checkmark, says, denounce the World Economic Forum and your wokeism ties. Yeah, denounce your wokeism ties. Whatever that is, it's the new McCarthyism, folks. It's a witch hunt. Just going to call everybody woke, this undefined buzzword, and you better denounce it. You better denounce this thing that we made up, or else we're gonna make your life a living hell. And never forget, folks, here's a Mr. Centrist. I voted for Myra Flores, the right-wing candidate. First time I ever voted Republican. Massive red wave in 2022. Yeah, how'd that work out for you, Elon? Literally telling people to vote right-wing. And then, of course, he spent his day liking tweets in support of Daniel Perry. I'm sure he sent this guy a couple $100,000. Here's end wokeness. They defund your police. They didn't defund the police anywhere. We had cause for it, but it didn't happen. Close the mental asylums. By they close the mental asylums, you mean Republicans? Because it was 100% Republicans that did that. And let criminals out of jail. I mean, if you serve your time, you have to be let out of jail. Then they do this. If you try to step in, if you step in and murder a homeless man for being too loud, you get arrested for that. That's sort of illegal. Then Elon liked this one. Disney, Caucasian characters. Yeah, Disney making all the Caucasian characters black. Spreading racism. Elon wants us to fight a culture war so we don't fight a class war. And then, more. Said Dylan, they used to say evil prevails when good men fail to act, but now it prevails because good men, when they act, are vilified. Yeah, he was such a good man, strangling a homeless guy to death. And Elon, Johnny on the spot, to like all this right-wing bullshit. And yes, that has an effect, folks. When Elon likes something, it shows up on the front page of millions of people. Twitter used to show why a non-retweeted tweet from someone you don't follow showed up in your feed. Usually they do because someone you follow liked the tweet, but these tweets showed up in my feed today. Now I know why. Yes, if Elon likes it, it's signal boost. He signal boosts continuously for all these right-wing accounts because he turned, on purpose, Twitter into a right-wing circle jerk, and that's what it is. And now, folks, he just outright spreading Groyper memes. You know what Groypers are? Groypers are an offshoot of the Pepe memes, but it's totally different. It's with like a smashed up face that's specific to the Groyper movement. The Groyper movement is Nick Fuentes' movement of America First. It's a white supremacy movement. He's literally retweeting white supremacist icons now. The First Amendment is for sharing memes with friends. The Second Amendment is for when they try to stop me from sharing memes with friends. So like when you censored political opposition in Turkey, are we supposed to raise up guns against you, Elon? Huh? It's a good thing we're not doing what you're saying we should do. And one more, apparently. He's chased off NPR, one of the best sources of news in the world. He labeled them state-sponsored news and specifically bullied them until they're leaving Twitter. So Twitter's going to be MySpace. It's going to be a ghost town before you know it. Blue Sky's coming out. It's all over except for the crying for the world's dumbest billionaire, Elon Musk. And that is my He Shall Be Elon section. Hell yeah. And all right, last chance to get your super chats in, folks. Gonna do a one slow news week and gonna be done with this. But also, who loves overtime? You love overtime, so reward me for overtime. It's overtime, overtime, overtime. Hell yeah. Show me some love. Oh, I hate this stupid planet right now. Yeah, it's not the best. Right-wing circle jerk, the worst kind of circle jerk. I know, right? You know, right-wingers can't fuck, and you know they can't even jack off correctly. Losers. And all right. Last but not least, let's finish the program off, folks, with some slow Newsweek. Hold your ears. I'm going to yell. Slow Newsweek, that's it! Yeah! And first off, on tonight's Slow Newsweek with Dusty Smith, you know what makes a cute-ass pet? A wombat.
Come on, Reggie. You been out all night? Come on, it's time for Reggie's bottle.
That baby knows what up. Like, ooh, that's my pet. I got a wombat as a pet. That wombat, like, I know where I belong. Hell yeah, I'm domesticated as fuck.
Pick him up.
Pick up the wombat. Like,
take your dummy out. That's for bedtime.
Yeah, fat wombat.
Take your dummy out.
He domesticated as shit. Look
No,
at that.
don't give it to Reggie.
Don't
Put it
give
on
it
the
to
floor.
him. Put it on the floor. Don't put it on the floor. That's gross. And you give him a bottle. Who's a boo? Look at those talons.
Tickle, tickle, tickle.
Oh, tickle, tickle.
Give him a kiss.
Apparently, they make good pets
You
up to
love
like the
him.
age of 3, and then they're very aggressive and terrifying. So enjoy it while you can. Gonna have to release that thing out into the wild. Like, oh, I know, right? Super cute. And then somebody do a welfare check on Jordan Peterson. I bet he's on suicide watch because Martha Stewart has made the cover of Swimsuit Sports Illustrated magazine at age 81. Oh, hell no. You know they're going to be crying. You have to have only skinny, hot, young models or else woke. It's all woke. So good on you there, Martha Stewart. I heard she's fucking Snoop Dogg. That's the rumor. And last but not least, folks, hey, I'm running commercials now. I'm trying it. It doesn't seem to be helping, but I thought I would show you guys. So as an experiment, I'm running a 6-second bumper ad on some of the most popular left-wing podcast YouTube channels out there. And here is the 6-second ad that I'm running.
The fastest paced lefty podcast on earth is the Dusty Smith Show. Now streaming on YouTube.
So little 6-second bumper. It's actually pretty expensive to run. It's about $7 to $8 per 1,000 views. And I haven't got, I've run this ad about 5,000 times. I'll show you on some of the most popular right-wing accounts. Let's see. We ran it on Midas Touch. Let me hit refresh, see how many times it's run now. I got 2 different campaigns going. 1,200 views on Midas Touch. Brian Tyler Cohen, David Pakman Show, HD Production, Bo of the Fifth Column, Secular Talk. Let's see who has the highest ad rates. Highest ad rate is, let's see. Looks like $7. $8.54, $9.63. That's the highest. Aaron Ra has the highest ad rates. Oh, and let's see who else. Amazing Atheist, $9.35. That's pretty high. Some more news, also high. I'm also running a campaign over here. Same shit. But we'll see if it works. I've already, like I said, been like 2,500 plus 3,300. So like 5,800, almost 6,000 impressions of that ad run on the top sites. And I don't think I've got a single subscription off of it yet. So doesn't seem to be working, but I'm trying everything I can to make the show a success. I'm going to continue to try this, invest some money. Like I'm doing what I can. Like I'm trying to compete. It's hard to do. Like I shouldn't have to. I'm literally putting on a show like no one else is putting on. There's not a single show out there like this. Not fucking one. None of these guys that I'm advertising on have a show anything like mine. This show should be one of the most popular lefty shows out there. I'm not going to whine about it, though. I'm not going to whine. The reason it's not is 100% because of me. I'm fully responsible, and it's my responsibility to figure out why and turn things around. So we're experimenting. We're trying things. We'll see how it goes. I'll let you guys know. But please share the videos, like the videos. Like if you're on forums, if you're on other live podcasts, type in the chat, hey, have you guys seen the Dusty Smith Show? It's a good show. Forums, YouTube, Twitter, all that stuff. If you could help me spread the word, I would very much appreciate it. I need all the help I can get. Roger Trussell, $4.99. My stupid comment was about the water story. Sorry. Thank you for your content and take care of you. Yeah, I'm sorry that I get lost sometimes since I'm not reading the comments at the same time I'm talking over here. I don't know what we're talking about, but I do appreciate you, Roger. Appreciate you. Maximum. The day I decide to be a conservative again will be the day I gave up on life. I'm right there with you. Swallow a bullet. $4.99 from Carolyn. What's up, Carolyn? Thank you. Appreciate you. Welcome to Dust Buddies, Kiwana. you better be at the after party tonight and spam the chat with impunity with all the customized emojis. And welcome to Dust Buddies, everybody who joined tonight. I appreciate it. Rob Ashby gifted 5 Dusty Smith Show memberships. Hell yeah. Superhero Rob Ashby, thank you for your socialism. Jason Ashby gifted 1. Amazing. Now I only need about 20 more and then get another emojicon. Welcome to Dust Buddies, Parker. Still waiting for that pic. I'm sorry. I got to send it to you. I'm working so hard all the time. Like when I get done with tonight's show, I'll immediately start working on the next show. I'm always working, so I'm sorry that I'm such a loser. Yeah, baby. Hey, Dusty. Hope all is well with you and the fuzzies. Yeah, I can't complain. Pretty good. All right, I guess that's all the super chats I got tonight. Thank you for everybody who donated. I very much appreciate it. And if you're able to, if you're watching this on repeat, could you please become a patron? Patreon.com/CensCodcast is a link in the description of this video to my Patreon. If you can help me out, whatever you can afford, I can very much use it. My Patreon has dropped $600 in the last 2 months. So it's going the wrong direction. I need help. I'm doing the best I can. So like, please consider helping me. Have some mercy on me if you're entertained by all the free content I put out. And you get the exclusive content right now. We're switching over to the after party with Dusty Smith. We're going to try the miracle berries to see. I'm going to eat a pickle. We're going to see if it makes the pickle sweet. I don't even like sweet pickles, so it might make it even disgusting. We'll see what happens, though. And I got a Karen to share with you. Got a Mecca Karen this week. We're going to do a couple religious bullshits. And also, I read this really interesting article to me. Somebody asked the question, what is a fact or statistic that seems fake but is real? And this whole thing was really interesting. Like, just for example, horses kill more people every year in Australia than all the other beasties combined. Everyone thinks it's spiders and snakes that'll get you, but it's the horse you've really got to watch. Interesting as shit. We're going to read the rest of those. So don't miss the after party with Dusty Smith coming up right now on my Patreon. Where is the patron at? Right here. Patreon.com/CensCodcast. Link in the description of this video. I use the AR art to make all these creepy ass after party pictures, and I love them. It's always demonic at the after party, so come join the demon possession. You know you want to. I appreciate it. Don't even worry, Dusty. I just like bugging you. That's all good. You can bug me all you want to. And that's my time, folks. Please share the videos. Please leave comments. If you're watching the repeat, leave comments. Also, there's a little super thanks that allows you to leave like tips and stuff next to the chat. You can click super thanks and leave a tip if you want to, or you can send tips directly to cultofdustydoo@gmail.com. Link in the description of the video to my PayPal. All kinds of ways you can support the show if you've been entertained, if you like my show, if you want to help out my animal sanctuary, please do so. I could use it. And the rest of you, switch over to After Party now. Gonna have a good show for you. The rest of you, I will see on Friday. It's only a couple days away, so you guys have a good week. That is a demandment. I love the shit out of you. And as always, till next time, logic. Now, like we did in the last show, a little butt ponies. Good night, everybody. Switch over now. And come on, any them up.
Come on, any them up.